brothers, sisters, cousins, friends, even what we can do to make sure that we put an end to child sexual abuse. And that if we know that there's abuse that's happening as well as exploitation that's happening, what can we do in order to make sure that the perpetrators are brought to book and that the children are kept safe? So there's a special program, like I said, brought to you by Family Support Trust. And today we're going to be speaking to a lady called Listner Muyambo, who is from the organization. And we're going to talk about smart ways to keep yourself safe, as well as others safe, as well as how to know if you are physically unsafe. So good afternoon, listener, and welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, Kimberly. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you so much. Can you tell us about Family Support Trust? For those that are probably tuning in for the first time, what does Family Support Trust do?
Okay, thank you. Family Support Trust is a non-governmental organization that helps children who have been sexually abused, as well as adults who have been sexually abused.
All right. And when you say help, what do you mean?
Okay. When you say help, we offer psychosocial support to our survivors of sexual violence, as well as medical services for our survivors of sexual violence. That's medical examination, as well as HIV testing, pregnancy testing, as well as offering post-exposure prophylaxis for HIV and STIs in case the survivor has reported sexual abuse within 72 hours, as well as offering emergency contraception to our survivors who also report abuse within 5 days.
All right. And I think we should also, it will pay for us to emphasize that even if 72 hours zapfura, can they still come?
Yes, sure, because you are saying sometimes people can always identify abuse or disclose abuse even after 72 hours. So we are saying as long as someone has not get abuse, has not get help, like let's say kuti mwana anungashunguruzwa and then aatauri, but then probably vabereki vozoona kuti zvone mwana uyu pane zvaari kutaridza kana kuti pane behavior yaari kuita kumba hachadya haiti sei, and then pavanozotaura pavanomubvunza, then the child then discloses kuti zvoni ndarepwa or ndakashungurudzwa, zvonzi when, zvonzi last year. So we are saying kuti kana mwana asangana ne-situation like that, it's always important for that child to get psychosocial support so that hazvizomutraumatize later in life. So patinenge pazvaitikira ipapo zvinofanira kungotaurwa, kana kuti pazvazivikanirwa ipapo zvinofanira kutaurwa kuitira kuti mwana awane rubatsiro.
Thank you very much. It's very important for us to always start off the show by highlighting this information so that anyone who's listening, who knows something bad that is happening to any child, you are able to go and report. So let's talk about our topics for today. Smart ways to keep yourself and others safe. How do we keep ourselves safe? And what are we talking about with this?
Okay. When you're saying smart ways to keep ourselves safe, we mean these are ways or probably regulations that one can take so that they are safe from being abused, or they can protect themselves from being abused. So probably let me start by saying we have got what we call the private parts, or our body private parts, where we are saying a child should always protect his or her private parts, like that's underarms, in between legs, at the buttocks, or on the chest. So those are part of the private body parts, where we are saying it's not always right for someone to always allow someone to touch his or her private parts. So as well as knowing that the body belongs to her, and as children they are the bosses of their bodies, as well as even adults, because we are saying if you don't take charge of your body, then people might abuse you, taking advantage of you because you do not disclose. So we're saying you should keep your body safe by not allowing people to touch you. It's okay even to give someone a handshake if you don't like them touching your body, because we are saying everyone is sensitive to different environments or to different situations. So it's always good for children to know that their undergarments should not be touched, or their private body parts should not be touched. And also we're saying hugs and kisses should not always come from anyone. If children do not feel comfortable hugging or touching someone, then they should not do it. And we are also saying, in terms of secrets, it's always good to keep yourself safe. If you see if you see yourself not safe or not feeling happy after keeping a secret, that means that something is wrong. But if a secret keeps you happy, or if it's positive and it makes someone happy, then you are saying that secret should be kept. For instance, if your sister has got a birthday and your parents are planning to do a birthday party, then that's a safe secret. But an unsafe secret means you are scared, you are worried, you're traumatized, and that means that secret is not safe. So it's always good for children to always tell someone about something that's making them feel uncomfortable. And we know that children now, they are going on holiday, and a lot of things will be happening. So it's always good for children to always shout or scream when they feel that they are unsafe. And for someone also to be safe, we also need to be safe, like they should not give anyone their personal information. Let's say their full name, their address, their phone number, even their phones, even to someone online, or even just someone that they meet in the street. They should not always give people their information. And even as well as on websites, you can also be smart and safe if you don't use inappropriate websites, because inappropriate websites will allow you to access inappropriate information for age. For instance, if there are websites that has got pornographic material, those are also unsafe websites. So you should always use and access educational materials, or even probably cartoons and educational movies or programs that always inform you to be a better person. And we are also supposed to, children are not supposed to also accept anything, sweets, gifts from strangers, because sometimes from these gifts, from these messages, or from any sweet talk, children can now be abused. So it's always important for children not to just accept or trust anyone else. And also sometimes it's good for children to always read reliable materials so that they are informed. It's always good for them to know that wherever they are, they should always take good care of themselves, know who they are playing with, where they are going, so that they will be informed and they will know, as well as to check if probably where they are going, is it safe, who is also going, that they know, so that wherever they are safe and people will know what. And then probably if something unusual has happened, they should always tell. We've got what we call our safety networks. Those are parents, teachers, the police. These are some of the safety networks that children can use so that they are safe, as well as knowing that everything that happens is not always your fault. So being someone who is open and who says something that offends you always keeps you safe. For instance, tomboti mwana anongabuliwa kuchikoro and then asvika kumba otaura kuti mama ndabuliwa, or someone amurova kana kuti ataura something bad about his or her body. So that will also help even mwana iyeye kuti zvoni azive kuti kana ataura mama vanogona kundibatsira, so that those children probably who will be bullying or who will be assaulting her or him, then they will also actually get help. So kana vana vakataura, then telling also is also a form of therapy, because it's part of the disclosure part. Because if you tell or if you say something that makes you feel uncomfortable, it makes you feel comfortable probably after saying it, because you then get help. Let's say probably you've been abused by a close relative, and then you disclose, you didn't keep that hurtful secret, then you get help mentally, then that means you will be safe.
All right. And we have the PANTS rule, which is spelled PANTS. What is the PANTS rule?
Okay. The PANTS rule is more or less of something that I was talking about. The P stands for private are private, meaning to say the body parts like underarms, in between legs, on the chest, at the back. It means those parts are private. And when we say private, we mean even if you are bathing, even if you are at home, even if you are playing, no one should always touch or even play with your don't touch areas, what we call don't touch areas, probably when you're talking to kids, or kana kuti zvoni my private parts, like I was saying. And then we go on to the A. The A means always remember your body belongs to you. When you know that your body belongs to you, you will not allow anyone to touch your body. You will not let anyone do something that makes you feel uncomfortable. And then when we say no means no, we have got a problem whereby someone will be saying no, but the expression or the actions will be saying yes. So we are saying children should learn to say no, and the no should be bold, and they should be confident when they are saying no. Why? Because if you tell someone, I don't like what you are doing, then that person will definitely stop what they are doing, because the words, the verbal expression, and the action will be meaning the same. And then we also go on to the T. T always means talk about secrets that upset you. Like I was saying, kana muna chikubata zvosingafariri, always say, ningari kundibata zvandisingafariri. Kana kuti, maenda neshamwari dzenyu out, and then shamwari dzako dzazoguma dzako kuti ngatikuitei fodya. And then you don't like it. You can always tell your parents that I don't like it.
It's very important.
Then go on to the S. Speak up, someone can help. We have got a problem where people do not speak up when they have been sexually abused. That leads to a lot of traumas, especially later on in life. Because you're saying, probably let's say it's a kid that has been sexually abused right now. Mm-hmm. When they become a teenager or an adolescent, they want to get into relationships. They probably might get scared of being in a relationship as a result of what has happened when they were young. Or probably later on they become adults. Probably they want to get married, or they want to also be in the courtship process. Because of what has happened when they were young, they were abused, they did not speak up. They will also probably be afraid of strangers, or probably afraid of the ones that they love, that they might even hurt them, because they did not get help. So we're saying the trauma, it's more like an invisible suitcase, whereby we're saying it keeps on going, and it keeps on affecting their social life as well as their social spheres. Hence we're saying speak up, someone can help. Like when you say someone can help, probably we talk of family support trust. It can help you with counseling. It can help you with medical examinations. It can help probably with other referrals to other institutions or service providers that can help you. So speaking up is always important when your child has been abused.
All right.
That's why we're saying it's the parents' role.
Okay.
Because it has got the private part. It always helps you in disclosing abuse. It always gives you that empowerment that you should always know that when you say no, it's always a no.
Okay.
It always reminds you that secrets should not always be kept, because they are not always safe, probably if they hurt you. And speaking up is always important.
All right. We are down to 8 minutes before the news comes through at 2 o'clock. We are speaking to Listner Muyambo from Family Support Trust, and we're talking about smart ways to keep yourself and others safe. And so we spoke about how to keep yourself safe, as well as the pants rule. And now we're moving on to question number 2. How do you know, or how do I know as a child that I am physically unsafe? So the question, listener, is going to be, how do we know that we are unsafe? How does a child tell?
Okay. Thank you. Like when you're saying when you're physically unsafe, these are probably things that are there. These are things that are physically seen. So on physical things, the things can be seen.
All right, listener, let me get back to you, because the phone is about to cut right now. But we've got Listener on the line, and Listner Muyambo is from Family Support Trust, and she's actually speaking to us about how children can keep themselves safe. So remember, this program is not only for children, it's also for the parents, it's also for the guardians, it's also for anybody in the community, because we have to work together to ensure that we keep the children safe. And it's not only about the children, it's also about us as adults. How can I tell that I am unsafe? We have Listener back on the line. Hey, Listener, you can continue with what you were saying.
Okay. All right. When you're saying physical signs, we're saying sometimes the body gives us warning signs whereby we're saying you just need to know that what I'm feeling here is so uncomfortable, and then I need to get help, or I need to speak up. So we are saying for children that are young, probably in primary school or in preschool, we are saying that they might feel an unusual feeling in their tummy, which means probably someone that they're working with or someone that they are surrounded by is not good. They might even have a heartbeat. The heartbeat might be beating fast, which might also mean something is wrong. And then probably if they are surrounded by someone, they might even be shaky, meaning to say probably someone that they are with is not good. And then we are also saying probably for older children or even adults, we are saying that they might be sweaty, they might have goosebumps, they might feel that something wants to happen, probably emotionally. They might even feel, I'm not safe. Probably, let me narrow it down as well. They're saying there's inappropriate touch. It's also one sign that you can see that something is wrong. Probably if someone touches their body, or probably someone asks you to see their body or take photos or videos of their body, particularly their genitals or their pants room. Like, for instance, children nowadays, there are a lot of things that are happening, especially on social media. Children, probably they are being taken pictures when they are naked, and it spreads. It also means that if children see someone teaching them or telling them to remove their clothes so that they can be taken pictures, it means that it's also a sign that something is wrong. And then it also means that they should not allow anyone to touch their body. And if probably that person probably is not helping them to bath, then that means that there is something wrong. And also, we are also talking about, in terms of secrets, we're also saying if children are told to keep a secret between her and the abuser or probably the perpetrator, then that means that those children are unsafe. Those are some of the physical warning signs when someone tells them to keep quiet, and if they say something, they will be killed or they will be beaten. That means also that they are so unsafe, and that person is just trying to protect themselves. And we are also talking about situations whereby children are unsafe at certain places. Probably they are told, let's go to buy things, but then the way that they are using to go there is shady, and it's not a safe place, it's not a clear route, there are no people there. Then that means that that's a physical sign that someone might abuse them wherever they are going. So they should actually seek help, or they should actually scream or shout so that they can get help when they have been abused. And then also, even when probably certain websites are also another example of a physical warning signs, whereby someone is told to watch inappropriate material, pornographic materials, pictures or videos. Then that's also another sign that they are physically unsafe, because the material that they will be watching will actually corrupt their mind.
All right. Thank you so much, listener, for that one. Let's move on to the last question here. We only have 2.5 minutes before the news comes through at 3 o'clock. So I'm going to have to ask you to round off. What do we do when we are unsafe? What should a child or anybody do when they're unsafe?
Okay. When children are unsafe, or when people are unsafe, they should always make use of what we call the safety networks, so that they can get help. Like, for instance, we're saying when they're at home, let them use their parents so that they can help them disclose, or probably help them get help, probably at family support, or probably they are at school. They should make use of their teachers. I know at schools there are what we call guidance and counseling teachers nowadays who can assist children who have been sexually abused or who have got problems. Those teachers then can assist the child to other service providers like Family Support Trust. And then we also have probably at church, we have got Sunday school teachers. During their teachings, they can even assist children with whatever that they'll be facing and whatever they don't feel safe with. And then probably we say in the community, we have got different organizations that can assist children. We have got even our Department of Social Welfare, whereby children, or social development, whereby children can get assistance. And then we have got family support, whereby we're saying if you bring your child or if you come as an adult, then you can get help, psychosocial support counseling, and then we can do medical examination so that we can rule out abuse.
Thank you.
Those are some of the things that a child or an adult can use when they have been abused.
Thank you so much, Listner Muyambo from Family Support Trust, for speaking to us again this week.
Okay, thank you, Chambari. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day too. And thank you so much to everybody that has been tuned in for the past 30 minutes. This program has been brought to you by Family Support Trust. It will be back again on Thursday next week. Right now, stand by for Prometheus. He's going to be rocking radio with nothing but the big records. I'll catch up with you on Monday.
Good afternoon. It is time for the news. My name is Malvin Matava. President Emmerson Mnangagwa says it is an honor to have a Catholic basilica in Zimbabwe, as there are only a few in the world. The president was speaking during a tour of St. Mary's Basilica in Bulawayo today. The St. Mary's Basilica was built in 1903 and declared a basilica in 2013 by Pope Francis. Meanwhile, government has pledged support for the facelift of Joshua Nkomo Museum and will make sure it attains a status it deserves as one of the major national cultural sites. This was confirmed by President Mnangagwa, who is set to officially open the Bulawayo Arts Festival today. Now, journalists have been urged to be professional when reporting issues that are to do with sexual and gender-based violence in the country. This came out at a two-day media workshop currently underway in Harare. The workshop, organized by the Zimbabwe Union of Journalists in partnership with the United Nations Population Fund, seeks to train media personnel, among other things, media reporting trends on sexual and gender-based violence. In his remarks today, ZUJ President Mr. Michael Chideme urged journalists to value workshops, saying it is also a platform to learn a lot from players and stakeholders who advocate through awareness to end cases of gender-based violence in the country. Mr. Chideme told journalists to further their coverage on such issues by also reporting rampant cases of gender-based violence in rural areas. And now in sports news, newly crowned Serie A champions Inter Milan have confirmed the appointment of Simone Inzaghi as their new head coach. Inzaghi had signed a 2-year deal with Inter Milan that will see him replacing Antonio Conte as the club's new boss. The 45-year-old former Italian international joins Inter from domestic rivals Lazio, where he spent the previous 5 seasons as manager and won 2 Italian Super Cups and the 2018-2019 Coppa Italia. And now in local football news, the Chibuku Super Cup continues today and Ngezi Platinum faces FC Platinum at Mandava Stadium. The match kicked off at 3 p.m. and you can follow live action on ZBC TV and the ZBC Online